Greetings all you lovely people, my name is Dwyrin, and in this season of SimCity 4, I have been using Japanese mods to try and create myself a Japanese city, something I've never tried to do before. Never really tried to create a city in a style of a certain part of the world. New challenge, alright. Now, it's also one of the first times I've tried to create a bit of a rural town. So, to that end, I'd like to show you what I have so far. Now, you may remember, down here, we have my industrial zone, right? Not too much right now. This is pretty much all I have. A lot of my other industry is, kind of directly south of this area in another town. I don't want to really fill up this town with a lot of industry. You may remember going across here, get to that later, I began my city here, in this mostly lower right-ish kind of area. Yeah, down there. There. Yeah, that way. Cool. And you might remember I didn't really like the look of it, so it's actually gone through a bit of a change. Even now, I don't really like the look of it, but you can see I had this sort of random, haphazard sort of building style in mind. If we zoom in a little bit closer, the only thing I really knew I wanted in here was this glorious high school, which I gave a path around it. Why? I don't know. Redundancy, I guess. Looks interesting, I guess. Another school. Pretty much all I've given them, aside from... Let's flip and look. Aside from... Here we go. Yeah, aside from this little guy. This thing that has no name. Essentially, it's supposed to be their religion. And I've kind of outlined that as well. So this is essentially my first attempt. And as I mentioned, I couldn't really decide what it was that was bugging me about this, but I did tell you I was going to create another area just like this off camera and then kind of show you how things are developing. So that's pretty much what I did. Let's take a look at that right now. Let's flip this around. And essentially, what I came out with was this. It's not exactly as random as I was doing in the first part, but I have to say I like it a whole lot more than I do now. As you can see, I had a very, very specific idea in mind. I wanted to create this happy little castle in the center, and then using certain mods that I downloaded, I built these old-fashioned houses around them, and I locked them historical. You can see up there that I checkmarked that little historical, so it's never going to change. All of these houses are going to remain in this style, and I thought that would be a really, really interesting part of a city. Not sure if we're anywhere approaching, a Japanese rural town at this point, but it looked cool, so I went with it. Outskirts of that, we've got a little bit more modern style housing. They've got, they've got windows, and it looks like they have electricity. So we're definitely getting a little bit more modern here. Some tree add-ons as well. But yeah, basic idea. Central part of the city, the reason why this area was developed. The outer area, which I guess the Historical Society is preserving. I guess it doesn't look too old and old-fashioned. I mean, looks kind of cool. I don't know. It's probably not really found all in Japan very much, but it looks cool. So we're keeping it. Yeah, the outskirts, a bit more modern. As you go around the edges, we find different style houses. Some more of the older stuff. But yeah, definitely newer kind of things. And these, which I don't really like, they look like, I don't know. I don't know if they look like they should be ripped out of the city. So yeah, forgive that. Now, since it's a bit more of a rural area, I figured we probably need farms in here too, right? So I went around and I built in some random farms, as you can see. We've got rice fields and an area that I've apparently forgotten to give something to. This is good. This is actually good. So I can remember what it is I'm looking for. There we go. You can see how I had to create this area, one tile at a time. This wasn't like just zoning agriculture and letting it build up. No, you construct this one block at a time, much like I did there. That obviously is not the texture that you're seeing everywhere else. You let it run, shut up fire protection, and there you go. And as soon as the season changes, then as you can see here, the texture redraws itself, and you have a bit of a rice farmy area. These guys even kind of get cool things in the winter, like snow on the roofs. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I've got that along the outer edge, because I figured, rural, why not, right? It makes sense that they would have rice farms. Surely that makes sense. So I'm rather proud of that. I like that. I put in some trees just as a filler. I felt like there should be something there. And now the hardest part that I have to struggle with, and I'm sure that most of you are really going to hate, just please bear with me. I'm not good at doing rural cities, okay? I suck at it. I like skyscrapers and these glass towers are just going all over the place. Not very good with rural areas. So I thought, how do we end just the square? So I'm trying to have like this, kind of like a sprawl, where, houses kind of get out of control and there's like trees growing. I don't know if this looks good or not. It's the best that I could do. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if this is still too clumped together. I'm not sure if I'm overusing diagonals. I don't know what I'm doing here at all. It's my first real attempt at making any kind of rural anything, so I hope some of you like it. If you don't, I apologize. It's just what I have so far. But overall, I do like the look of this area. I think I need something else over up in here, though. Up in this area, because this is too squarish. You can see that I'm already kind of trying to get in a few more houses over here. Maybe add in something that turns, and then, I don't know. This area I want to fill in. But aside from that, and I do like that this castle actually has employees. You see that? It's actually active. It actually has people working in there, which is kind of cool. That they're all high wealth is fracking retarded, though. It's like, really? All high wealth are going to work at the castle? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. That's what we have so far. And then, of course, between the two areas, a bit of a divider, someplace for them to work, is our lovely commercial area, complete with, zoom in, there we go, complete with the Apple Store. Now, you might immediately be thinking to yourself, doesn't strike me as something that would be in, like, a Japanese modded city, right? All I can say in my defense, I found it on a Japanese modders website, mixed in with a bunch of other Japanese files that I'm using here. So maybe it actually exists. It's a store in Japan. I don't know. Maybe this is the exact store that they have. I don't know. Second thing you might be thinking to yourself is, if this is a Japanese commercial center, where are all the Japanese writing? Because you might see to yourself, not seeing a whole lot of writing. Well, is there? Nope, nothing over there. Well, alright, that down there might be a newsstand or something, and that might actually have writing, but we don't know. But yeah, not a lot. That's clearly not Japanese, though it looks like things on the billboard might be. Here we go, finally, Japanese lettering, just to prove that I'm not completely lying to you about downloading mods. We see the writing here. We do see the writing. And next door, same thing, we see writing. A little bit over here, definite Japanese lettering. Definitely seeing the kanji. So where's the rest of, the Japanese signs on these buildings? Well, don't worry. I have a downtown in mind. It's going to be more medium and high density. I'm designing the outskirts right now, and on those we will be finding things like this, just to prove to you that I will be having bigger and better buildings that are clearly, nicely branded, giving you the idea that this is actually a mod. So, yeah, there you go. Right there. See? Right up in there. You can see it. So I got a bunch of these buildings. The majority of the buildings I have actually downloaded, I haven't used yet. They're all going in my downtown, which will be found, okay, I'm covering it up with my with my face, but will actually be going on this area here. This little snake that's ever winding, definitely using this as my downtown, because I think it'll give a lot of clever, well, not clever, but challenging ways to zone. Because we've got this area which can be put in with buildings, this area can be put in with buildings, you know, again, bridges going across. I think it's going to be a lot of fun designing it. Pain in the butt, but it should be a lot of fun. I'm also, of course, using the Rural Highway mod, which a lot of you have told me I had to use. You've got to use. Dwyrin, if there's one thing you've got to use, you've got to use that mod. So we're using it. It's right there. Because I like to keep it a little bit more family-oriented, you don't know what I'm doing to you right now. Suffice it to say, this mod is not friendly. And even right now, some of you more veteran users might be saying to yourself, that's wrong. You're not, dude, what are you doing? You're going and crossing lanes? Why do you have that there? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I have that there because this thing was a pain in the butt. I know all about, like, slip lanes. I tried to use them. They didn't function. Whenever I tried to use a slip lane, no traffic went on it. None. The only way to get traffic on it, and you can, I'll prove to you right now that they are using it. Alright, not that one, it wouldn't make sense. Let's go back around, here we go. See, it is being used. Traffic is coming across the right lane, it's going over here, down the right lane. But if it's not touching this lane, then it's not active. And if I don't use the slip lane from the turn lane extensions, this doesn't get active. They just stare at it and no one's got a job, because people who are going across my other town to try to get a job, they obviously can't get there. But this way is working, so I'm keeping it. The other way, not good. And I'll have more about that later. I'm going to be creating a lovely, lovely video on my opinion of that mod. So yeah, we're also using trees here, as you can see. And you can see by my hovering over it, right, that this is actually an 8x8. This is an 8x8 plop of trees that we can find... Ah, here we are. Yeah, this mod. JRJ Seasonal Woods. You've got 8x8s, 3x3s, 2 and 1x1s. Because I think if this is rural, there's going to be, you know, maybe a forest area surround it before you go into the main city. Because, you know, we're going to have highway. There we go. Got the name eventually. And it's going to be like winding over here and whatnot. So maybe a bit of a separation, maybe a bit of a divider with some trees to make this more rural-y, if that's a word. If it isn't, is now. So yeah, not liking this area so much. I really like how I gave this area here this real sense of purpose and direction, and then I kind of just like spread it out from there. I don't know. I'm really interested to know what you guys think, because a lot of you guys have probably seen more videos on SimCity than I have. You've probably been, maybe even you've been playing longer than I have. Do tell me what you think of this, because I have no idea, right? I have absolutely no idea. Is this a good first attempt at like a rural city? Am I doing well? Am I doing well? That's really all I want to know. It's like, should I be embarrassed that I created this? Or is this actually still okay? Because I don't know. And if you like this area better, again, let me know that too. Because I'm thinking about destroying this entire area and giving it some kind of direction as well. Because we do have a lot of other things that we can do. Like, I could centralize the schooling a little bit more, given that this thing stretches fricking everywhere. You see this? You see how... Oh, are we crashing? Oh God, are we crashing? Okay, not crashing. But yeah, you can see this outer yellow line that's completely cheaty. Yeah, it encompasses everyone, right? Again, their mod, not mine. So, I have centralized education here, and then I can build around that, maybe? I don't know. I'm really curious. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, I guess I'll continue building. We're going to be moving along into our downtown area, which I'm very excited for. Can't wait. And then maybe something else over here. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're going to do over here. Some other something or other. I'll decide once I curve this, and I have to get rid of that a bit. But we'll see. I like how this is developing. If you like it, let me know. Drop me a comment. Remember to hit like if you actually do. It's the only way I know if you give a damn. So until then, take care, everyone.